if you fell in love with somebody because they were able to demonstrate your favorite love languages,
Hmm.
can you ever fall out of love with them if they continue to do it?
If they continue to do it or they continue to not do it.
No, they continue to do it. So let's say yours is quality time, acts of service, and words of affirmation. Those are your three main things, and they've been
It
doing that.
is. How'd you know?
Cause I told you I know your life. Like, so let's say they've been doing that, right? And you fell in love with them. You know, obviously you're attracted to them, whatever. Could you ever fall out of love with that person who's consistently doing those things?
Yes.
Yeah. What would make you fall out of love with them?
I I can fall out of love with anybody doing my love languages because there's more to a relationship than just upholding love languages. Just because you give me quality time does not mean I'm going to be in love with you forever. You could be a piece of shit person, but just because you're feeding me words of affirmation, I might find it's bullshit half of the time because you're just telling me that because you cheated on me last week. Or, giving me gifts because you cheated on me last week. Like, it doesn't make you the right person for me. So I can fall in love with anybody providing the love languages that
Yeah.
I require.
It's the connection and the honesty.
So what if they didn't cheat?
I just use cheating as an example,
No, I'm
but
just
I'm
saying.
just saying, like,
Yeah.
if you guys aren't like, there's more to a relationship than just love languages. And it doesn't have to mean that someone was unfaithful. You guys are probably arguing all the time, or you guys are probably just not seeing eye to eye about things, or whatever couples argue about or fall out about. I just feel like
think
no
he's-
amount of love language can make up for you not being compatible with someone anymore.
Are you saying more like, what if he didn't cheat? Everything's been good the entire time. He's doing your love language and it's still good. Can you fall out of love?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What if you
Elaborate.
just get bored one day?
But if you falling
Wait,
out of
wait.
love, I don't think that like there has to be
Or you
some
fall out of
reason.
love,
I
yeah.
don't think that it's just like day to day, like you just don't love someone anymore.
I want to go. Let's dive on that. So you said, what if you just get bored?
It's scary, but we're human. I think somebody can wake up one day and just not love the other person anymore. Even if they're doing everything right.
I don't know, not me. I'm very loyal to the people I love.
No, I'm not saying me personally. I'm saying just anyone. Like,
Okay, so you don't personally feel that way.
no.
Because I don't feel that way either. I'm not gonna
No,
wake
but
up.
I'm saying anyone can wake up one day. Like somebody can
Yeah.
wake up one day and just choose they don't love you anymore.
I do think that this is why. All right, so I agree with
That
you.
is actually pretty fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie.
No, because
Oh.
I'm not.
Sorry, I got dark,
I've been-
guys.
I've been that person. Like, I've been that person who had a great relationship, no fucking issues, and I just woke up and I was like, I think this is what makes me think that perfect is boring. And
Did you wake up thinking like, damn, she's not as bad as I thought she was?
No,
Like,
because she was bad. Like, she was bad. She had a fat ass. She had the Betty Boop body, which was one of my favorites.
It was just too perfect.
It was just like,
Was the
There was-
connection?
you know, they
There
say
was
like
no chaos.
they say like perfect gets boring. Like, and maybe it's a personal thing where I feel like, as a man, if there's nothing to conquer, then what am I doing? And I felt like my relationship was perfect, and I was like, there's no obstacles, there's nothing to do,
I gotta turn up here and there.
so I gotta ruin it. Like, I gotta ruin it. And I'm not saying like I ruined the relationship, but like I gotta leave it because there's really nothing to look forward to. And it's like every day. You ever seen like those movies where it's just like walking like robots with the strollers? And it's like, are you really living life, or is life living you at that point? And I think that like I felt that way. Everything was perfect. I was just like, I'm bored. I need a challenge.
But did you really like her? Like, did you love her?
I love that girl.
Like, did you have like butterflies, pit of your stomach kind of love?
I love that girl, right? We're not gonna dive deep into my love for this woman.
Because,
But,
I have to know because I've had a relationship like that. Like, he was great. Like, I loved the way he looked. I was like, damn, yeah, I want to have his babies. Like, and our relationship was great, but I was like, I didn't have that feeling for him though.
I don't think
So I was like, I think that we would have a great relationship. I was like, we probably would even have a great marriage and he'd be the perfect father to my kids. But I was like, I don't love him though. Like, I don't have that
think
kind of.
I don't think you're supposed to feel the butterflies for love. I think if
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
why?
calm and like healthy, that's like you're. Yeah.
I saw. Did you see that on social media recently?
No, yeah, I did. I actually read about it too.
Yeah, they said
think
that
it's true.
the butterflies is a form of like anxiety, but I like that. That is my sense of knowing that I really like somebody. I need the butterflies. If I don't got the butterflies, then I'm not really that into you.
No, I don't get butterflies. Like, I don't. Maybe I want to say that she was perfect. I think that in the relationship aspect, it was perfect. There weren't a lot of fights. Maybe once every year in terms of arguments. And if we ever did have a disagreement, we had a very healthy way of communicating through it, and we had a great understanding, but of each other, right? And we even had code words, like so. Like when she was feeling a type of way, she would like just send me a text, and I'm like, okay, cool. I know now. I need to make her more of the priority instead of my career. And I was balancing that, and she was balancing, the same thing, vice versa. But we had the perfect relationship, but that doesn't mean it's an exciting love, right? Like your relationship it might not have any turmoil, it might not have any obstacles, but it's not fulfilling. It's like, have you ever ate good food, but you're like, it's really good, I know it's good, but I like other things better, right?
You're
Or
like buffalo wings.
yeah, like I know that this is grass fed, but there's something about a McDonald's burger, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it, but you get what I mean? Like, and it's like you just need
Something about shit that's not good for you.
that's not good for
That
you.
hits a little better.
That just hits, and I think that
I think we all need
This
therapy.
is- We're getting somewhere here.
We all need
feel alive,
therapy.
bro. Like, we be- yo, do you really
We like
want a
the
perfect
toxic
relationship?
shit.
Do you really want a perfect relationship? Like,
Yes.
think
I
about it like
can't
this.
agree with you guys.
If we look at it, all right, you have, and I hate to bring this up, but the highest suicide rate is amongst what class of people? The rich,
Rich. Okay.
right? The rich,
it?
yes. Like there's the rich commit more suicide than the poor. I sat down, shout out to Jack Thriller, when Jack Thriller had Party and Bullshit, and I was a +1, right? I went there and I actually talked to it was Graf. I talked to Graf back then. We're talking about 2018, right? Maybe 17. And the one thing that he told me back then, he's like, enjoy your journey, because once it's over, it's over. Once you get to the top, you're at the top. Shit gets boring. And I didn't understand it, right? I'm like, whatever. And I'm just still grinding and hustling. But then when you start get to that point, you're like, I'm understanding. I'm not fully there yet, but I'm understanding what he's saying. Like, you wake up, you do Pilates in the morning, you do hot yoga on Sundays, and you walk your dog. Your neighbors is kind of cool. You wave at them with the same wave every Tuesday at 7 a.m. It becomes the most boringest routine ever. There's no excitement anymore to life. There's nothing to look forward to. And I think that that's the same way with a perfect relationship. You need something to overcome with each other. Like, I think that I would rather be a strong relationship than a healthy relationship.
A strong rather than healthy, or a strong rather than perfect, you mean?
Well, I'm
Strong could
equating
be
perfect
healthy.
to healthy. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
They're
Like,
both-
Because to say that you don't you think a healthy relationship is
I mean, okay, a strong relationship over a perfect relationship. I just think that we conflate the perfect with being healthy. Like, okay, they're really healthy because they're perfect. But if somebody has a little bit of turmoil, they're toxic. And it's only a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
not really, because
Just a dab, man.
even when you said that you and your girl, like, you guys knew each other enough to like talk out your arguments because you guys knew each other, that's healthy. Like, you guys still argued, but you
No, we
knew-
didn't. We didn't fucking
So
argue.
why didn't you just like stir
No,
it
but
up
you
a
s-
little bit?
Yeah, you said that
Nah, because that's
you were
crazy.
able to talk shit out like amicably.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the first time in my life I think me and her both ever had somebody who was receptive. We actually had a sit down at month 1, right, of being official. I'm like, listen, if you have an issue with me, or issue with what I'm doing, this is the way I need you to speak to me, or this is the way I need you to handle it. Because if you do it in this way, right, and I used the example at that time, I'm not going to be receptive, and I'm going to respond with a different part of me, right?
Mhm.
And she implemented that immediately. And then when I spoke to her a certain type of way that she didn't like, she sat me down and she told me and she talked to me. It was never an argument. Like I never had a yelling match with her. You know what I'm saying? I never had a fuck you. I never had a disrespecting match with her. You know what I'm saying? It was a sit down, have a conversation. This is how I work. This is how I work the best. This is what I need to thrive, and vice versa. So I never really argued with her outside of month 1. We had one argument, and that was it. We had disagreements.
So did you feel you guys weren't strong because of that?
Did you feel like she was a yes man?
No, she was not. She was not a yes man. But were we strong? I don't know, because we ain't together, right? So like,
I mean, because of you, because you don't like perfect.
it's not that I don't like perfect. It's just that like it just got boring. So then I went and started traveling.
Yeah, this was
That was his stir it up.
So like, huh?
This was your younger days.
I mean, 5 years ago,
You weren't mature enough.
it was mature. I mean,
don't
even
think
if I had the same relationship
I don't
now,
Why
even think
would your
now he would
traveling
prefer
matter?
it.
yeah, I wouldn't want it now. I mean,
He just doesn't want it.
I need controlled chaos, right? Like I need, give a dog a bone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't just feed me gourmet meals. Like, I need a treat too. Like
If she was a yes man, I could understand this a little better, because if you don't argue with me about anything, if we have disagreements, and I'm not saying that it has to be an argument, like full blown, like crazy argument, but like you tell me how you feel, I'll tell you how I feel. And like we can have a little back and forth about our feelings. But if you're just like, all right, babe, you got it, then I feel like you're not really listening to me and you don't really care about how I feel. You just don't want to argue. So you're just always
Dismissive.
you're gonna be dismissive, and you're gonna always make me feel like I'm right so that we can just move forward. That is a relationship that I wouldn't really feel that strong about, and yeah, it's gonna get a little bored to me. Or maybe you do, and you're just not saying it, just because you don't want to argue with me.
Wait, I want to make sure that that's not the case. That you don't think that that's how she was.
That's why I asked if she was a yes man,
Oh,
and I
nah.
said if she was, then I would understand you a little bit more.
And it was so shocking because it would be like I would watch her like interact with other people, and it felt like I was getting like a whole nother version. I'd be like, damn.
I'm soft with you.
I was about to say,
You put her in her
because I
feminine.
am also like
Oh.
I am also like that with other people. Like
Yo, what?
I'm
That
not.
is
I'm a
crazy.
little bit of a tough cookie. A little bit. Like I'm a little combative when it comes to other people. Other people know not to play with me, but when I'm in a relationship, I am super soft. Like super OD.
Like, okay, babe.
Okay, babe. All right.
You think
Like
that's? You
I
think
like
that's
I'm
bad?
so sorry. I really don't want to upset you. Like how can we fix this?
See, I like that. I like
No.
apologetic people.
I think I'm a yes man in like every other I'm saying like every other aspect except for when we argue. Like if it's like 3 a.m. and you're like, pass me the remote on my nightstand all the way over there, like I'll get up out the bed and like, get your room, whatever. But if we're arguing, is like, I'm not.
No, you guys just roll.
My friends are actually always so surprised to see how I act in a relationship, because they feel like, bitch.
And I think it's usually like that, right? It's usually the opposite for each, right? I think that the people who are hard with everybody else are soft with their spouse, and the people who are soft with their spouse are hard on everybody else. I think that's the balance of people. Like some people are like consistent throughout both, but I think you usually get to see the opposite. I was asking you, do you stonewall?
I
Like
don't know.
stonewall basically means like you shut down in terms of communication.
Yes.
Like you just ignore, you won't speak, you'll walk past if necessary.
Yes. I'll like journal for a few days, like to figure out my thoughts and how I feel about it. And then one day out of nowhere, I'll just like come and say everything.
Do you think a journal could also be like, see, my thing with journal is this, right? I think journaling is good, but I also feel like journaling can sometimes remind you about things that you don't need to be reminded about.
I also feel that way.
No, but I think you do need to be reminded about it because it's like you can't really forget how somebody treated you.
But why?
No, sometimes I would like to forget. I feel like journaling to me is like getting my shit out in the moment, right? Sometimes if it's a good journal, I might want to read back on it and like remember, oh my God, this was a good day. I remember I wrote about it. But if it's a bad journal and someone hurt me or I was just trying to get my feelings out, I'm not gonna want to reminisce on that shit. To be honest, like I'm not gonna read back my shit at all. I mean, I
don't
think
mind the journaling. I just don't think that you should reflect. Like, here's my thing. And do you journal every day, no matter what?
No.
That's my issue, right?
I don't journal the good.
Yeah, you don't journal the good, so it's easy to only go back and reflect on the negative with that person, and you can literally convince yourself to believe that this is the worst person for you. But yet, like, you should have a red journal and a blue journal, right? The red could be the bad days and the blue should be the good days, right? And then you should be able to separate them, because if you even, I feel like most people only journal when they're, in that dark space. Some people do journal all the time, but for some reason, the dark space pages hold so much weight. You flip to them first by accident, right? All right, and then you open up a book, which opens up a door, which makes you look at your partner like, I deserve better.
No, but the thing is,
or like, damn, I remember I wrote about this and that's kind of not resolved. So should I bring that up?
Yeah.
You read it again, like, no, because I remember when. But
I remember it was on December 23rd.
Yeah, 6:02 p.m. You recite what you journaled.
No, but it helps you learn more about yourself too. So, because then it's also like, I don't know, my journal, I could bring it, read it one day, but it's like a science experiment. So it's like, okay, this is what happened. This is how it made me feel. What did I get from it? And then it's like, why did I feel that way? Like, when was another time I felt this way? Has this happened to me before? And then it's like a whole thing of,
Okay, so that's good.
Do you have a free write journal or do you have like a prompt journal?
It's a free write journal.
Okay. That's a lot of questions that you ask yourself these questions.
You go into like a rabbit hole, yeah. My friends call me to ask them questions too while they're journaling. They're like, ask me stuff. Like, I'm going to read you what I have. I'm like, okay. And then I'll ask them like, why'd you do that?
I don't ask myself questions when I like, honestly, my point in journaling is just like Alan said, to like
untangle the
wires, because sometimes I have so much thoughts and they just go like this. So if I just write it out, like I can think clearly, like I can understand the thoughts that are like trying to get out.
But then it helps you understand yourself from like going through the situation again, because it repeats itself. And then you're going to keep going through it. So then it's like, yeah.
I have a journal, right? But it's not like that. Like, my journals are totally different. Like, my journals, I mean, people were watching me for months. I have a journal, and it's basically like manifesting journals and just like focus, mindset, focus, and just growth type of journals, right? Because I feel like it's easy to get caught up in what's inevitable. And what's inevitable is me getting upset. What's inevitable is people letting me down and people pissing me off, right? That's going to be that's going to happen no matter how old I am and who the fuck I deal with. So what I need is something that's going to keep me grounded on the actual mission. So my journal is meant to remind me throughout the day, or at the night, at the end of every day, or the beginning of every day, of what my focus needs to be. So I might go and, let's say if I'm dating and this girl's getting me tight and she might have did some nut shit that really just is supposed to knock me off my course for 3 days to a week. When I go back to my journal, I completely like push it to the side. I'm not saying I don't deal with it, but I don't wear it. And I think it's important to not wear what happened yesterday, today, but I do understand some people need to learn so it doesn't repeat. But again, when you're in a relationship, journaling could become detrimental just because we tend to only journal when we need an outlet versus just journaling as a good, healthy habit.
I think it could only be detrimental if you don't want to face what's happening.
I mean, I disagree. I disagree. Like, because, yeah.
No, because it's like if you don't want to come to terms with what's happening, you don't want to break it down. You don't want to dissect the situation or go back on it. You kind of just want to push it in the back of your mind and forget about it and move forward with the relationship. when it's like this person is realistically probably not treating you the best, and you did write down about it, but now you don't want to go back to it.
My thing is that I believe that when people journal about negative things that are happening and occurring in a relationship, they never journal from a pinpoint. They never journal from a perspective that they could be the problem, and that's the issue. So like you journal why this person is doing this. You're journaling how you feel in that moment as a response to this person treating you this way, but you never journaled what was the root cause.
No,
Right? You
What?
never journaled that
because I
fact that he's probably told you not to do something 4 times, so now you're mad that he called you out of your name. And I'm not saying that that's healthy, but what I am saying is that you're forgetting what role you played in your journal. So it's easy to make him the villain when really you're the one that's sabotaging the relationship.
No, but that's what I
What?
said. After you break it down, you kind of go to like,
And that's if you even break it down to all of the questions that
Yeah, if you
you
even
ask
do that, yeah.
yourself that, when you journal. But for someone journaling, it's just how they feel. If that's their perspective of what happened between them and their partner, that's their perspective. If you want to be more self-aware in figuring out what is your part, or if it's me, or what am I doing that can help this situation, or what am I doing that causes these kind of situations, you need to find deeper help than a journal. You need to get into therapy. So guys, as we're speaking about journaling, tying it into love language, do you think that people really know themselves? Do you think that knowing yourselves can prevent you or let you know when someone is taking advantage of you, manipulating you, or creating some kind of abuse?
oh, you want me to answer?
Anyone
No,
if
a
you
lot of
was.
people
Sorry
don't know
if I was
themselves.
staring at you.
No, you guys both looked like no, but a lot of people don't know themselves. No, and I think a lot of people might not want to know themselves or spend enough time to learn themselves.
Why would they not want to learn themselves?
I don't know. It could be scary sometimes
Because they could be ugly.
because you might not. It could be boring, maybe. Like if you know yourself, if you know your values, your morals, what you stand for, then it's like, now what?
I feel like it's easy to start there, right? Like, what are your values? What are your morals, right? Because when you know that, it's like, okay, I know what I stand for. And when you know yourself, like really know what you believe in, you know what you like, you know what you won't take from a person, you really start like to categorize like what makes you you.
Yeah.
It holds more power because once you know yourself, nobody can't tell you who you are. So it becomes really hard to even manipulate you, right? To take advantage of you because you know what you stand for, you know what you don't stand for.
You know your standards.
Exactly. So you can't let anyone like walk all over you or create any kind of abuse against you, for real.
I think it needs to be taken a step further. I don't think knowing your standards from the surface level is knowing yourself, right? You need to know why your standards are what they are. Where did they stem from? Because a lot of people's standards and perspectives came from somebody else's rules for their lives. You never created one for you. You just lived that was one that was supposed to be told, or that was told to you, or was supposed to be lived by, right? Maybe it was your parent saying that, never let a man cheat on you, but really just your mother can't accept that. And maybe you can, right? And I'm not saying that it's negative. I'm just saying that your standards and your thresholds are different from somebody else's. And a lot of times we only spend time on what are they rather than where did they come from, right? A lot of people don't know how to think for themselves. They only think from what was told or taught. So I do think that knowing yourselves will allow you to not, accept any type of abuse because you actually know where it comes from. But I do think on the flip side, right, when somebody doesn't know themselves, it also blocks them from blessings rather than taking abuse, right? Sometimes some people don't know themselves, and there could be a woman right now who's Miss Independent. And that woman is so independent and so gun-ho on being independent that she's blocking her blessings from getting the man that she really will be truly happy with, right? Because she was taught and or told that this is the way that she should be. So she's not taking abuse, But the only thing she's doing is taking like a loss on, she's robbing herself on a day-to-day basis because she's not actually taking the time to know herself and actually be okay with whatever she is or he is, right? The thing is, if I sat on here and say, listen, if you're a woman or a man, and if your partner does step out on you and you truly know in your gut and your heart it doesn't hurt you as much as it hurts them, stand on it. They're going to tell me I'm crazy. But the reality is people don't even want to know their own standards, which blocks them from knowing them own selves because they want to be accepted by everybody else. That's why I think it's scary.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the thing that you have to start on. Not saying, okay, step 1 is what is it? Step 2 is where did it come from? And step 3 is this what I truly, truly stand for? Like me, does it bother me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when people can get to step 3 and stop running off of step 1 and 2, then they can find a more purposeful, happy life.
And then your love languages can't be manipulated.
No, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to manipulate you when you know you. If everybody knew who they were, there would be no influencers. Very simple. Everybody knew who they were. There would be no influencers. There would be no role models. There would be people that you might want to aspire to be like, but you would never want to aspire to be or emulate. There would be no control over what the outside influences have on you if everybody knew themselves.
I don't agree.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't agree because I don't think that and I wouldn't really call myself like some super influencer, but I feel like the point of having influencers is so that they can influence us, not so that we want to be them. Whatever they're doing in life can influence us. Like, okay, say this one influencer I follow. She does travel. So it's like, I like to see her vlogs because I want to see where she's going or what she does. I like to see how she dresses because she also does like get readies with me, like when she goes away or whatever. Like, I like to see that stuff. And that's what makes her an influencer because all of these brands that she's now like partnering with, I'm now looking at. So I feel like that's what makes her an influencer. And I don't necessarily want to be her.
But do you want her life?
I don't want her life.
But do you want to travel?
I'm going to shop where she shops now, though.
But that's my point.
But that's not knowing myself, though.
But it is, because technically speaking, when you're being influenced, you're technically being programmed, right? When we talk about television programming, that word is in there for a reason, right? So if I can program you to want this product, if I can program you to want this relationship, if I can program you to dress like this, if I can program you to speak like that, as an influencer, whether or not you want to realize it, you're never thinking for yourself. You like this brand became credible to you because of this person's life who you value, right? That brand didn't become credible to you because you found it and you genuinely liked it. You liked it because the way that they made it look.
Through her, though.
But exactly.
But even if influencers weren't in place, we have commercials for brands. We have ads for brands.
And who do they use? And who do they use? Celebrities.
Okay.
So they're influencers too. Celebrities are influencers, right?
They are.
So since anything became on a screen, okay? Anything became on a screen, there has always been validation of something, whether it be a product, a form of lifestyle, or a method, a way.
Standard.
Yeah, a beauty standard, anything, right? Has always came from a physical person of value. It always has come from that. And that's why they get paid the big bucks, right? The brands pay who? The people who can make you buy into them.
And what does that have to do with who I am as a person? Not knowing myself, because I know who I am. What brands I now buy from because of that influencer has nothing to do with altering who I am as a person.
No, but like what I'm saying is separate it, right? To understand that, do I like this for real? Or do I like this because of the way this person made this look, right? Sometimes, I'm not saying every single time you only like a brand because of the person and the way that they made it look. Sometimes you might genuinely like a brand's collection and you found it through this one person.
Right.
I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but what I'm saying is most times, right? You would never want, there's people that would never want Gucci, Louis, if it wasn't being pushed on the wealthy. There would never be people would never want to be a football player if it wasn't on television. Nobody wants to run into people for a living, right? But it's on TV and you get paid the big bucks and then they make them look like superstars. So it seems okay. Nobody would want to wear a bodysuit if women weren't wearing bodysuits and making them look good.
Woman with body.
Or how about this? You bought something that you liked
Right.
at the time and then you no longer like it. We all did that, right?
Okay, maybe.
Now, when you ask yourself, where did the like actually stem from? What was the core of it? It might be, I'm not saying it is, it might be the fact that everybody else had it. It might be the fact that a specific person had it, because people always do their best to fit in, blend in, and be a part of the nation, the world, the masses, or just the popular group. You know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of our different things come from.
But you think if somebody really knew themselves, they would stop buying the things?
Like let's say if you were, if you had drove a car, right?
Mhm.
And I never liked that car before. And then you drove and you popped up on my timeline. I'm like, you know what? Let me just at least see what it is. I trust her opinion and I trust, the
Mhm.
brands that she works with. And I get into that car and I'm like, wow, I actually really do like this car. Then I look at all their other cars and I learn about the cars and it's something that I genuinely like. That's something that I found through you,
Yeah.
right? But now let's say on the flip side, you bought this car and I'm like, Desiree got it. I need it. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne drives a Range Rover. Now we need a Range Rovers, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah,
that's what
I'm, like,
happens.
Absolutely 1000% not like that.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
First of all, I like nature, right? And that's because my mom took me to the Poconos every fall. So it's like, I know that that's the kind of environment I like. But also when I started going on vacations by myself, and before I even started going on vacation by myself, my mom also took me out of the country, and I like tropical islands. I like beaches. Beaches is like my favorite place in the world. So it's like, I don't prefer one over the other, but I'm definitely not going here because I've seen it online because that person went. Absolutely not. That's just what I enjoy. If I know Bora Bora has like amazing beaches, I'm going to want to try there because I have not gone. I've went to Trinidad, I've went to Jamaica, I went to these other places with amazing beaches. Now I'm going to try Bora Bora. But not because this influencer was there, or maybe because that influencer was there and they showed a whole vlog of them being there and they couldn't stop talking about how the beaches were so amazing or whatever. So that does not determine what I like. I already know what I like. That just influenced me to go to that place.
So let's say you're about to go on a vacation with your spouse, and he's like, "Hey, listen, he's an investment banker, and he's going to be on the phone a lot, and he's like, quality time might not be there, and I know that means a lot to you, but the beaches is something that you like, right? I want to take you here because I know that you've been wanting to go here for whatever reason. Now you guys get there, and he's not having that quality time with you. He told you he was always going to be on the phone, and he is always on the phone. He's walking away from you. You're like, babe, look. And he's like, hold on. And then he walks out, and then you don't even see him. Are you going to be posting that you're having a great time at this Bora Bora resort or Airbnb?
If I am having a great time, then yeah, I will post that.
Would you?
To be honest, if the expectation was set before the trip, if you already knew you were going to be busy, you're going to be on a phone call, I wouldn't even consider this a vacation. Sounds like a solo trip. You're just really there for the sex in the night when all of the activities for the day is over. I've been on solo trips before and I quite enjoy it. Like, honestly, every time I look to travel, I'm no longer asking anyone to join me because I enjoy being by myself and doing things by myself, exploring different countries by myself. So I would not really take that much offense to you having to work. And if I am having a good time and still enjoying whatever island you took me to by myself,
Well,
then
why would you not
why would I not what?
have a good time?
That's what I'm saying. Why would
No, you're saying
you're asking
if,
me would I be posting
but you're
if I
saying
would be if I am having a good time?
Why would you not?
Well, to other people, that might ruin their trip,
Well, I was
their
thinking-
spouse not being present, but for me, if I am still making the effort to do things without him, then I would say I'm having a good time. I'm saying if I was just like in the house and he didn't really want me to go anywhere because he wasn't able to go and he's only available after 5 and we can only do things after 5, then maybe I wouldn't be having the best time. But if I can just go and book stuff for myself and continue
by
to,
yourself.
then I'm having a good time and I'm going to post about it.
I think that's lies. But go ahead.
Why?
What do you think, Desiree? What's your
I don't
opinion?
really agree with that being a solo trip. I think he's compromising in a way he knows how, because he could have not taken you on the trip to Bora Bora. He could have been working and you could have been home.
Facts.
Yep, that is true. So why would he even come? Why wouldn't you just send me?
What?
Because he wanted to be there with you.
Well,
But
what are
he
you
still
doing?
does have to get work done.
Okay, but what are we doing together?
Fucking
he's
beach.
he's there.
on the beach.
He's
fucking
there.
other-
You guys are still experiencing it. Like he could like sit on
I'm
the
not
side
even
and take a
complaining.
call.
I did say he's only there for the sex, to be honest. Sex in another country is better than sex at home, so
But,
whatever.
yeah.
Like far better. And that's kind of crazy. Like it's not no solo trip.
Have you ever been on a solo trip?
Yes, I have.
Where'd you go?
Well, I've been to a few places that I stayed longer while everybody left.
Okay.
But I also, and I would say that was like places like, for example, I did that in Aruba last year, right?
Love Aruba.
But I traveled a lot by myself around the country too, for a good 3 or 4 years. Everywhere,
And-
Vegas, Miami, California, and around the country, I would travel by myself a lot.
Assuming you had no company during these
Like
solo
the entire time. Like,
well, at least even just for like a portion of the time.
I mean, like people flying with me, or me meeting people.
yeah,
there?
you not meeting it up with anybody, you just being by yourself.
Mm.
Doing activities by yourself. That's what I mean.
Well,
like-
I'm never I'm not an excursion
He's
type
like, I
of
didn't
guy.
stay solo. No,
Like,
I'm kidding.
yeah, like I would say the last time. So Aruba was the last place that I was at by myself, and that was probably the most decompressing vibe that I had. Right. So I was there for I think 4 days, and then I was by myself for the last day and a half. Right.
Okay.
Or really kind of 2 days because they left in the morning or like 12 o'clock. And like it was cool. I was by myself, just vibing. I got a massage. I was on the beach. I was drinking. The bartenders over there was flirting with me. And I didn't actually know that when you travel outside the country by yourself as a dude, every girl really wants you, right?
Oh, thanks for letting me know.
Oh yeah, it's over. Like it's even better than traveling
Because
with your
you're
homies.
announcing that you're by yourself.
No, you're not announcing. Well, I guess
No, you're saying every girl on the trip, like every girl in the country.
every girl in that, it could be in the country, whether she's native or a tourist,
Mhm.
right? She could just be, someone who's working there.
I know. Oh, okay, but on a trip like that, you said that you were previously with people. They just left earlier.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they knew you to be with people, but now you're not with anyone. So
No,
you announced that you were
No, because the resort that I went to after they left.
okay. So you switched locations.
Yeah. So, but I say all that to say that it was really dope, and I did travel by myself a lot for work, right? So like I'll be meeting up. Let's say I had to go meet up with. I remember when Lil Baby had his birthday in Atlanta, and they gifted him the Rolls Royce truck, the Cullinan. Right when it kind of first came out, I was there, but I was already in Atlanta for about a week by myself. You know what I'm saying? And then I just enjoyed Atlanta by myself. But the thing is like, I'm not an excursion type of person. So like, if I never been to a place, I don't really care to go see the monkeys. You know what I'm saying?
Aw.
Like, that's not my thing. I'll go like on a jet ski. Like I'll take that time to really like, I guess like get pampered. Like I want to go get massages and I want to go do stuff like that. I want to.
It doesn't have to be like anything very adventurous, but sometimes alone time is
You did a solo
Good.
trip?
for
What
my
was
birthday
yours?
last year.
How
It was actually only Miami, but it was three days. And I don't know. It was very fun to me.
But I know too many people.
I did my first solo trip
Yeah?
not too long ago. Yeah,
Where'd you go?
Thailand.
You know what?
Wait, what?
I wanted
I
to
did my
do
first solo trip in
Thailand
Thailand.
for my birthday this year, solo trip,
Do
I
it.
was
Do
scared.
it.
I'm like, that's too far for me to be going by
No, but
myself.
it was kind of like what you said. I went with one friend, and then another friend flew out, and they wanted to go somewhere else. They wanted to go to the islands, but I didn't want to go to the islands, so I stayed by myself.
What
And
friend?
Clarissa,
Okay.
I don't think you know Clarissa. So
I just
then,
know I know some people that went to Thailand.
no. So Clarissa and the friend who flew,
I
Simone.
know some people
they
that went to Thailand too.
Yeah.
No, like go around the same time.
Oh.
I mean, like
That's
last
why I
week.
was like, wait, hold up.
And then I stayed by myself. The
And
rest
I
of
know
the
you
trip.
know them too. That's why I was like, maybe y'all went together. But that's dope.
I
So
did.
Thailand was like, and that's the thing. You know, I think y'all can agree. The best thing about doing a solo trip is like you don't really have to take into consideration what others want to do.
No, because I feel like it really depends on who you're with. The people I was with, we were okay with doing things separate. So it was like, if you want to do that and I want to do this, okay, let's just go
I
do it.
actually always make that a point in like,
Mhm.
I don't really like big group trips.
Mhm.
But what's
But
big group?
I want to do a big group.
So I think
Like 10 or like 4?
no, not 10. But I was on a trip to Miami too. It was 6 of us.
That's lit.
It was 6 of us, but it was like, damn, there was only 2 bathrooms in our Airbnbs. Took a lot of time for all of us to get ready. We were late everywhere. And honestly, I had one of the rentals. So I was like, yo, whoever's not ready in the next 20 minutes, I'm leaving. And you guys are going to have to get an Uber. Because I really just did not play. It was taking way too long for everything to get done.
Mhm.
And I think it was like our last day and we never touched our pool at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go down to the pool today. I literally just woke up that morning and I got my shit together and I was about to go downstairs and I accidentally woke up one of the girls and she was like, where are you going? I was like, to the pool. She was like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, listen, I'm going.
Mhm.
If you want to come, you can get your stuff together.
Mhm.
I'll be downstairs. But I don't like to wait for anyone. I like to just be on my own timing.
Nah, fuck that.
Why you would be mad that I was going to the pool?
Bro, absolutely.
Why?
I get mad when people don't wake me up.
Word.
Like if you let me oversleep, I'll be like,
We're on vacation.
bro.
Why are you sleeping until 11 a.m.?
Well, maybe I was up till 5, but wake my ass up because I'm gonna get up. Give me a chance to say no. Like, I mean, my thing is this. First of all, I am a group.
I just
King.
think that it would have been a whole
know.
group thing if I
like
woke
group
one
chat.
person up.
I
And it's
do
like,
group
oh, okay, ask that person. And no, just wait for all of us to get ready so we can all go down. No,
Oh no.
you guys can meet me down there if
See,
you want to come.
I see. This is my thing, right? I've traveled with big groups many times, right? The most I did was like I think 7. It might have been 7 or 8 of us, right? I'm the type. First of all, we buy speakers, big ass. I will put the music all the way up. Everybody's getting up when I'm up. Everybody. I don't give a
I
fuck.
don't mind that.
8 a.m., 9
Me
a.m.
neither.
Get up. We all get up,
But I
and I
was the
want to
early
do
riser.
everything together. Nobody leaves the group. We're rocking together.
Ew.
Now, and I think that that's just how I am. Like, I don't even want. I'm also very, very protective of people, and for some reason, I feel like. Well, I'm also talking about traveling outside the country. If I'm in Miami, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But if we're in somewhere like Barcelona,
Yeah,
I
of
don't.
course.
I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Because if something happens to you, I'm gonna feel responsible,
Mhm.
even if I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not leaving out of my sight. I want to be a part of it, and just in case if you need my help, I'm there. I got you, because I'm most likely the one that's gonna do the shit that I need to get done anyway.
Mm.
You feel me? So I'm not doing that. I'm not taking that chance, right? So everybody has to be together. I don't care how many people it is. I've never done something where it's like 10 of us, which I feel like 10 is like a really big group. Again, 7. It was 7 of us, right? And that was easy to do, easy to maintain. We had a 7-bedroom villa. It was lit. You know what I'm saying? And we just vibe out. Like, and I think that is also different for men
I
and
mean, the
women.
vibe.
Men
The
stick
vibe
together,
is
like-
always the vibe is always good, but it's just like the timing wise. I just hated like having to wait on the whole house
Yeah.
to be ready in order to do something because it wasted so much of our time all the time.
Well, that's the thing. Again, that's why I said men groups and women groups probably are different because
It
women.
was like half though.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
It was half.
Wait,
It
what?
was half. It was
What?
half guys. Yes, it was half guys.
Y'all
And
was-
they were half of the time making us late. I'm not even lying to you.
Were they fucking?
They were. And
No, like fucking
no,
y'all.
because they were two.
Like-
No. There were
like
two
the-
couples. There were two couples in the house. But then they would also like just waste time. It was like, okay, the girls are gonna take long to get ready, so we're just gonna bullshit and just do whatever, and we're gonna let the girls get ready. And then they always were never ready. Never.
I'm the best person to travel with, by far. I swear to God, what everybody would have the time of their lives. First of all, I'm organized. I'm disciplined. I am super time. Like my time management is very, very like on board, and I don't let anyone off the hook. I hold everybody accountable. So if I'm there and your friends wanted to fuck, I will kick open the door and pull them out. Like, get your fucking clothes on. We're gonna go see the monkeys. Like that's the type of person I am. And then when we get back, I don't care what y'all do. But I don't like that leaving people out, because you know what I realized, that a lot of people don't know how to travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you bring somebody who doesn't know how to travel. I mean, if you travel with somebody who doesn't know how to travel, then they're gonna either ruin your travel, or they're gonna pop shit about y'all vacation. And it's like, you just didn't know what you were doing. And I tried to give you the itinerary, and you want to do your own thing. And you've never even been here.
I'm very
Like,
organized like that too, like itinerary having ass bitch. And you see, they were so caught up in the vibe. And it's just like, yes, we're all together and it's so fun. Yes. But like, get ready though, because we've made breakfast an hour ago. Everyone finished eating 40 minutes ago. Let's go. Like, you guys are sitting and chattering, but you should be out the shower already.
I never planned the group trip. It sounds fun.
you never been on a group trip?
I never planned it. Like, I never been in charge. I kind of just like, you know.
Just
whatever.
floating,
Yeah.
and enjoying. There's nothing wrong with that.
I got into a really bad argument because I wanted to take a nap one time on a group trip, but somebody had invited me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I needed a
People
nap.
hate that.
Yeah, they hated that. So they come into the room and sprayed me with a water gun.
That's me.
No, that's fun though.
That's
no,
me.
but I lost it like it wasn't even cute. I had to go back home. I
You
flew
went
back
back home?
home. I think that same night. Yeah, because I couldn't even. I had to leave.
I wouldn't have that.
I
You
was-
wanted to fight.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Okay, I understand you being that angry that you
was
wanted
your
to
bed
fight.
wet?
Though.
Yes,
That's what got you mad.
everything got me mad. I had
Sometimes
just
you
laid down
You
to.
really underestimate how mad someone's gonna be though when you wake them up out of their sleep.
Yeah.
So one of my homies was like, he had, and this is another thing. I hate when the homies like fall in love with a random girl for a whole trip. And then next thing you know is like, I feel like I'm pulling you out of a relationship. And you're fucking up our vibe. So one of my homies, he met this girl, he really liked her. He just kept fucking her all day, every day. And I got mad. So I'm like, yo, bro, listen, we have to go to a yacht, right? First of all, the yachts aren't cheap, right? And it's already been paid for. Like, let's go. He's like, all right, bro, I got you. 10 minutes.
You gonna bring her?
No, he was gonna bring her.
But they
he
was
just,
fucking.
He just wanted to keep fucking her like a rabbit. So then, right, I walked past. I'm like, yo, bro. Like, I told my other homie, I'm like, yo, he's fucking again, bro. We'll wait. 15 minutes passed by. I'm like, I'm drawing a
No,
line.
you have to threaten to leave them. Then
Nah,
they'll be.
no,
That
no,
wouldn't have
no,
worked.
no,
They would've
no.
probably stayed.
So now I'm banging on the door, right? Brian, let's go. Brian, let's
Now
go.
you're saying his name.
So now I'm like, yo, I told my homie, like,
It's a
watch
fake
this.
name, y'all. It's a fake name.
I got this big ass like bucket of water. I'm like, come on, bro. I gotta tell you something. Let's go. He's like, all right, bro. So I hear him like getting up, walking. He opens the door. I just dump the water on him. Let's fucking go, right? And then
Oh no, it would have been war.
Now you've created 30 more minutes because now we gotta
Yeah.
fight.
nah, I'm not the friend you want
Now
to
we
fight.
gotta
Like,
fight.
I'm the fighter friend. So then he got ready, and then we went on the yacht and we enjoyed our time. And guess what he got to do? He got to fuck on the yacht instead of fucking in his bed. Like, come on. Of course he enjoyed himself. You know, he got me back, but I'm. We're gonna leave that story out.
Should we say what our love languages? I feel like in that whole conversation, we never even specified what our individual love languages are. So just as we're wrapping up with the love language conversation, what are each of you guys' love languages?
Well, hers are gifts.
Oh yeah, you did mention that you like gifts.
What
Is that
else?
the only one?
No, I think words of affirmation too.
Words of
like I
affirmation?
need a lot of reassurance. I don't know. I guess more like tell me how you feel in the relationship. Like tell me I'm beautiful. Like
Tell me you love me.
Yeah, like I love
Tell
you
me
so
I'm perfect.
much. Yeah, exactly. All of that. Like
Tell me I'm
love
everything you've ever
on
wanted.
me. Like
That's not.
Oh
I'm
my
kidding.
god. Bro.
I'm kidding. No, but yeah, that's really it. And then the gifts. So yes.
You like getting gifts.
Yeah.
You like giving gifts as well.
Are you a pleaser?
Yeah.
Are you a pleaser
In-
by reciprocity, or are you a pleaser by being initiating?
It depends. It's weird because I think if a man is more masculine, I'm a pleaser by reciprocity. But if he's like a little more feminine, which like I have experienced, like a little more feminine men, I'm a pleaser initiating. Because then it's like when they, like when a man is kind of like excited or like, you know, like geeked up a little bit, like when he responds to compliments and stuff like that, or like pleasing, then I'll probably do it more.
Start wearing the pants.
Yeah. But when a man is more masculine, I will wait for him to do it. And then I'll give back.
That makes sense. Words of affirmations don't work for me. No offense. I know I'm great. I've always known I was going to be great. I know I look good. I spend a lot of time, effort, and energy in making sure I look good. So trying to reassure me when I'm already assured is like stupid.
Something else.
But that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like words of affirmation.
Respect it.
So what does work for you, Rico?
Respect it.
Acts of service works for me, especially when it's prioritized and added with, you know, a sacrifice. So in sense of like, let's say you don't have the time to do something because you might have a work meeting and I really want this to be done, but you'll sacrifice your work meeting to get whatever I really want it done. Not saying that you're going to do that to your detriment, but, you know, demonstrating some type of sacrifice for me through the acts of service is like, it really makes me, it really shows me that you truly do care and or love me because you're willing to do things for me.
Prioritize.
Yeah, to prioritize what I may like or want or need. And I think that's the only way I really feel like somebody loves you is when they're doing something for you, even at the cost of them. That's how you know somebody really, really loves you. The rest, I mean, gifts are cool. Physical touch, don't touch me. Like, I need space, right? So, like, when we have sex, that's cool. But, like, I'm not a cuddler, right? I do have my moments. I'm not saying I am human, but don't be up underneath me. I don't like that. I need space. I'm the type of person, like, I want to sit right here on the couch and I want you to sit over there where Amanda is and let's talk. Like, ate at the table.
Like,
Not where Amanda is.
that's crazy.
You know, and but you know what? I might be capping a little bit because I do like a little bit of physical touch. Like, let's talk and then put your leg right here and then my leg could touch your leg. And then I have my relationship now that never was there. And I still get a little aggravated because I'm like, where you at? Yeah, just a little bit, like just sprinkle it in there. I didn't say abandon it, like Jesus. But yeah, so those are my love language. They're all confused.
Well, my love languages are quality time. I had mentioned that earlier. And that's just like the biggest one for me, to be honest, because if we don't have quality time, like, how are we vibing? How do we get to know each other on a deeper level? That's what I like.
Does quality
love
time
that
have
shit.
to be like physical or can it be like over a phone?
No, it could be over the phone.
Okay.
I feel like in the beginning of my relationship, I spent mad time over the phone, losing sleep. That's
You
what
were
I
sleeping
like.
on a FaceTime.
Yep.
Phone
That's
was
what
all hot in the morning.
That's what I like. That's what I love. That's my shit. Is it? No, we on the same vibe.
No, you're not. He's
We on the
manipulating
same-
He
you.
got a lot of time on his
No.
hands. No,
They be having time at first. I'm telling you.
Yeah, at first. It's called manipulation.
No, well, it comes to a time where my sleep schedule's fucked up now too. So we gotta
Do you
change
snore?
up. No, I don't. Not
I
not
feel like
a
you're
lot.
such a liar, yo. You definitely snore, yo. Yo, Amanda.
No, but like in
I
like
don't-
the very silent, breathy kind of way, not like the crazy like lion kind of way.